To share with you some tips for hitting Success Club. In the last year, I've hit Success Club 10 out of the last 12 months. So I'd have to say the secret to hitting it is definitely putting in some effort and work. Some tips that I have that have been beneficial, and I would say wasn't too much work, especially when you have another full-time job, are definitely keeping up with your like page or your group page. So I have a like page that I post to and a group page. A lot of times I post to both of those on Buffer. I try to put content on there that will attract people to the group, and also so it's not just watching Melissa take selfie pictures and sweaty selfies. I try to put content on there on a daily basis, and I think of things that I myself are interested in. So like on a daily basis, I'm like, what carbs are the best carbs? You could find a good article that's been posted by a dietitian. You could Google different things from MyFitnessPal. Sometimes they have great articles, and just post good content. At that point, the other thing that I think, this is a good one, is recipes. So original recipes. It could be your meal prep recipes that you're doing yourself. And I just sometimes will even do like a short video of what I'm making that week and post it to my group page. And I have people, I've added probably only like a couple hundred people invited. And then since then, other people have invited other people. I have about 700 or so people in that group that are following what I eat every day, what I post articles on there. I mean, the recipes is what people are liking on there the most. And then every once in a while, I also post any of the Beachbody like specials. Daily Sunshine's on special. Who wants to put an order in? I have a challenge group coming up in 2 weeks. Who's interested? And then whoever likes it, I kind of reach out to them and say, hey, I saw that you liked my challenge group. Would you like more information on it? I am not much for being salesy or trying to like develop relationships with people per se, and that may be a fault, but I don't want to be ingenuine. I try to be there, and they know that I'm there to support them, but I'm not going to like pretend to be, I don't want to pretend to be anyone's best friend or newly founded friend just to close a deal with Beachbody. I genuinely want to help people, and everyone hopefully, genuinely wants to help people too. It's not about selling stuff. It's about helping people. And if you keep it in that mindset, I think you realize that you're selling them something that is going to be potentially life-changing, and they are given all the tools that you had that have changed your life. So I, a lot of times, will create a group event when I'm going to be having a challenge group. Try to post that at least 2 weeks before my challenge group is going to start. So basically, if you're having a challenge group every month, every 2 weeks, you're going to be posting about your new challenge group, because you're going to be posting for 2 weeks about the challenge group. Then your challenge group starts. Post another 2 weeks before your next challenge group starts, trying to drum up excitement. You can keep putting posts every day about this challenge group. I do also occasionally run free groups, and sometimes they're a lot of effort for a little reward. But occasionally, I'll get like 3 or 4 challengers out of a free group. Recently ran a slider group. I haven't yet reaped the rewards, but we just ran it last week, me and another coach, and then I'm going to reach out to the people that were in that group, kind of see how they felt. I know a lot of them were like, they were kind of funny because it was a lot of the 80-day obsession slider moves, and they're like, this is amazing, I'm going to just keep doing these moves. I don't even need to go to the gym anymore. And I'm like, well, you probably need to sign up for Beachbody On Demand, because then you'll get like completely transformed. Just not, because we did 5-minute slider workouts. So everyone seemed to really be into it that actually did the workouts. So that was kind of fun. And Lisa and I met on a weekend, videoed each other. We each did 5 minutes. It took about an hour. It was a little bit of our time, which as coaches, we tend to put in a lot of time and get out what we can from it. So let me see. Tracking. I know a lot of coaches are big into tracking. I don't do much of that. I do use a pen and paper, and I use the Google Docs as well on occasion. If I don't have my pen and paper with me, I keep all my tracking, like people that I'm interested in trying to follow up with, on my Google Docs. If I did tracking, I might do better, but I'm not one of these organized people, so my brain does not function to be tracking. And I'm a busy mom of 3, so that might be the other reason. I use both platforms of Facebook and Instagram. When I buffer, it will actually buffer to both pages. And then the other thing I'll do when I go is add my hashtags. So on my Google Docs, I create like hashtags, and depending on the post, I will copy paste different hashtags into the post. So I haven't had anyone from Instagram. I've had a couple people recently who have joined like my free groups from Instagram, but I haven't had any actually sign up. But I think I'm close. So I'm trying to figure out Instagram. Facebook, I'm having a lot better. And most of the people that I sign up on Facebook are old friends, acquaintances, and that's a lot of what it is, just building your network up and adding people to your normal Facebook page. And I do periodically post from my group page to my normal Facebook page just to draw people to the group page. And I'll post, hey, I have this awesome free group. It's basically, I call it Melissa Lato Health and Fitness is Fun. I think it's Melissa Lato Fit Life, Health and Fitness is Fun. And, you know, I post recipes. If anyone's ever feeling bored with what they're eating, you know, feel free to join my group. And then I'll sometimes post the link to my recipes album on my normal page. So that'll also bring people to it. I just started using my like page more, and I have, interestingly enough, been getting more people that I have no idea who they are to like that page. So I don't always follow up with them because I normally don't get responses. And then also, this is another thing to do, is once you become Emerald and you get leads from Beachbody, is to follow up with all those people. And I know Denise and I, we've talked about it before. You may email, I think I've probably gotten like 50 leads from Beachbody, somewhere around there, and only 2 of them, 2 to 3, have reached out back to me. And it's hard developing a connection. So what I normally recommend is when they do voice an interest in like, yeah, I do need help, is be like, let's do a phone conference, and like, you know, we'll talk about where you're at, what programs you're interested in, what supplements you're doing, and we'll go from there. And so normally that's a great way to get people. A lot of them are signing up for Beachbody On Demand quarterly, and they didn't even realize there was a challenge pack where they could get their Shakeology all bundled together. The other thing is, if a year ago you did a challenge pack with one of your challengers, I'm trying to reach out to my people before they resubscribe to Beachbody On Demand and get them signed up for an 80-day challenge pack, where they can get their Beachbody On Demand and their 80-day supplies. So that's another way to get SC. So I also found out that if someone was on Shakeology and got off of it, it has to be 6 months period before you can get SC on them again. They have to be off Shakeology for 6 months, and if they get back on HD, then you can get SC for that. But otherwise, it doesn't help. So I have a lot of people that were off of it like 2 months, and I was like calling corporate. I'm like, why am I not getting my SC? And the other thing is if you have a client that you're trying to sign up for a challenge pack, but they have already been a Beachbody customer, remember that you've got to make yourself their coach before you sign them up for a challenge pack. Many times I have done the coach exchange after the fact, and you don't get your SC. So that actually lost me one of my months. I got SC4, and I would have been SC6. So then I would have been 11 out of 12. So those are my main tips. I think I covered everything. I have, yeah, buffer, hashtags. Oh, and this is the other thing. I think, yeah, I know I already did the invite. I think the invite's the best thing that I do. So, like I said, every 2 weeks I create an invite, and then you can send the invite through Messenger with a personalized message to each person. So, like, if you know, Susie, your friend from college, but she's been struggling lately, like, hey, I haven't seen you in a while. I just thought of you when I was planning this challenge group, and this seemed like something that would be up your alley. Let's catch up soon. So you can actually do that in Messenger. So then they have the invite, and then you can send that to like 3 or 4 college friends, then go and change the message, send it to like 3 or 4 work friends, and change the message. Try to make it semi-personalized, but you could send it to like, I sometimes will send the invite to 100 people. I will get a good like 5 people that are interested in more information, and this is definitely not the way they teach you to do it, but that's how I do it. So that's just the easy way for me to do it. Hopefully this helps. I'm on vacation, so I couldn't be here live, or I would. But hopefully you guys start racking in your SE. Okay, bye.